Hello again. Um, I'm going to show you what I'm about to do with myself. I'm not recommending that you do it on yourself. That's entirely up to you. But I'm interested in building a stronger and stronger sensing capacity to feel by whatever method of persistence, determination, quiet, calm, visualization, faith, prayer. That's what I'm doing. Most of you would know that this graphic behind me corresponds to 1 year. It also corresponds to 1 day. This is the hour, the 2 hours at sunset, and this is 8 to 10 p.m. This is 10 p.m. to midnight, and so on. These are the ascending hours till midday and the descending hours to sunset. The blue one would technically be right below it. This is a day. This is a stage of life. This is a cycle. This is a month. This is a year. This is a collection of points of progress. Now, I'm appreciative that this is not my design. This is the divine design for the perfection of the world, where all the times, all the feelings, and all of the correspondences to nature are reflected in a perfect way. My way of explaining it is not perfect. I'm a long ways from having the degree or the soul-based emotional experience to be able to share it with you accurately, because that requires I have a better experience of it. But this is what I'm doing. For the last 2 years, going through 1 month at a time, 4 weeks inside of 1 month, all 12 of these months corresponding to the roots of my family tree, glands, organs, body systems, and a wide variety of other characteristics, lessons, gifts, soul-based attributes, chakra system. This to me is a line of everything. Where I am now is I think I could do this better. For example, in this one, I put the mother's family in the autumn winter season, which is correct. And I put the father's family in the summer season, starting on the spring equinox, which is correct. But it makes it look like the mother's family is in the dark, father's family is in the light, when in reality, I'm going to a different approach. Part of that approach might look a little bit like this one. Not easy to see, so let me give you a different one. Looks like this one. This is at the bottom, the same diagram where all of the members of the family tree or the roots of the family tree are hidden into my inner levels. The outer expression is my right to make choices to learn to grow masculine attributes, feminine attributes in equal balanced proportions. You can call them right brain, left brain, whatever you want, but these are the virtues, skill sets, abilities, and so on, that I would choose to manifest. Now, the challenge is, if there is an unresolved emotional issue, in which, by the way, there are tens of thousands of unresolved emotional issues stuck within the strata of my family tree roots. Now, whatever these family tree roots are, they're automatically engaged in changing my biochemical system, my emotional system, my thoughts, my impulses, my attractions, my repulsions. They facilitate my fears that create facade, mask, and so on and so on. So the goal has been to appreciate, recognize, use the forces of nature to learn how to bring light, water, feeling, consciousness to the roots of my family tree. Yeah, that's a lot, but I'm not done. I'm also experimenting with something that looks like this. I'm interested in using my own iris, which this is not my iris, this is just a model, and I'm learning how to feel the physicality of the family tree that's laid out in the iris. Because for me, the iris is a fingerprint. And I'm using this model because of a tactile relationship of both feet, both hands, and a kinesthetic sense of touching and feeling the roots in my family tree that correspond to this. Now I'm experimenting with what it would look like, in a better way, if I did something like this. The same basic image where you can't see the iris is laying on the ground. I'm wanting to bring my attention to my family tree in its yin and yang qualities of father and mother's family, and those attributes that correspond to the ladder of my central nervous system function, also associated with the chakra system, and the rung by rung progress of learning to feel more. Phew. In the past, I've used something that looks like this. I've used yang and yin. On the equinox, I've used this equilibrium point between two opposites, because on the equinox, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere of the planet are equilibrated, both with an equal amount of light. Now I'm no longer using this one. I'm preferring to use this one because I want to be able to utilize the energy that is in my earth-based phenomena. I want to bring light. This has been a long process, by the way. I want to bring light to the areas of my fears, my conflicts, my inner family tree, sociological, emotional accumulation. I want to bring light and consciousness. Now, part of this is I'm also doing something with this. Hang in there. Yes, this is some of the latest, not the latest, but one of the latest models of the core of the earth. Obviously, this is the outside of the earth, the mantle, and so on. And these are the inner dimensions, and this is the ball at the center of the earth. Now they've discovered another small ball inside of it that's only roughly 400 kilometers in diameter. This one is much larger. This is made of nickel and iron, and it spins and produces two primary things. Other ones I'm not sure about, but it produces the electromagnetic waves that produces the electromagnetic field of the earth and the electromagnetic field of my own heart. So I'm interested in the electromagnetic principles in the ball of the earth. Now they're also recognizing that the ball of the earth, because of the nickel inner core, also receives and responds to free electrons passing through the solar system, and some say even the neutrinos that even pass through it actually activate energy. Now, why am I doing it? I'm having an experience of realizing that it's possible to take this life force phenomenon, which is spinning, that the movement of this comes through the soles of the feet, through 12 different points, the 5 points on the toes, 2 on each toe, 2 on the ankles, and that comes up the knees and spins, goes into the pelvic cavity. This energy is the vital force of the physical dimension that I'm doing my best to access while doing this. Okay, this is an experiment. I'm just letting you know. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm wanting to use the vital force of the universe itself and the gravitational fields that are associated with the ball in the middle of the earth, the ball in the middle of the sun, and then use those to help to move, vitalize, change, renew the subtle links, which to me are etheric or astral links. These are vibrational spectrums available not only in the near and far radiation, but in the magnetic field and also the dark matter energy functions. I'm wanting to utilize these forces. Personally, it looks a little better sometimes if I go to here with it, harder to see, but you get to see this. I'm interested in how to feel this, well, with my blood. Why? To me, the blood is the bridge between soul and body. So the bridge between the memories held in my family tree, held in my soul. I want to feel with the functions of the earth while utilizing appropriate, as accurate as I can, images to lovingly relate to all 12 of my primary ancestors, grandparents, and their correspondences to circuits of life force inside me. Why the blood? Because I think the blood will be the most sensitive to it and most capable of being measured, and quite possibly characteristics in the blood chemistry can reflect whether or not this approach is actually working. So I'm planning on doing blood chemistry blood test and utilizing biographical age calculations and seeing how this functions on me. I know that's a lot, but I'm wanting to do that on the 3 days before the spring equinox. Why the 3 days before? The 3 days before to me are like the wake before the boat. The sun crosses over on the equinox, but just before the equinox is that surge of arriving energy which corresponds to the nature of spring. In the Northern Hemisphere right now, we're experiencing the urgency of the roots to want to produce leaves, stems, flowers, fruit. There is a vital force coming of the ascending fire of the spring. I'm wanting to utilize that in the 3 days right before the equinox and on the equinox to vitalize, touch, renew, and learn how to feel my ancestry in compassionate, caring, sensitive, accurate, loving ways. I want to become more responsible for the vital forces within me. I want to meet that with body chemistry, diet, nutrition, supplements, exercise, and then meet that with vibrational medicines because they're slightly finer. So I like herbal tinctures at times because they're both biochemical and also vibrational. I even like acupuncture, flower essences, homeopathy, but I also like the mental exercises that I will come back to share with you about different words that might create this greater functioning. If I were to suggest that you had a single word, you can use many if you want, but I want to practice in these moments a sincere sense of thankfulness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That means thank you to you too. Thankfulness. Thank you to all of the roots of my family tree and all of the individual members, known or unknown. Thank you. Thank you to the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. Thank you to all of the entities and spirits, known or unknown, alien or not, who knows. Yeah, thank all of you. Thank you. That's a personal choice. That's what I'm doing with the equinox at the very beginning of this third year. At least you get a chance to, watch him do it and see if anything happens. The Holy Grail might be to be able to biologically measure it, genetically measure it, or see changes in the iris. Yeah, some lofty goals in there some way. Maybe someday I'll end up actually being kinder and nicer to the people around me. Thank you.